Welcome to the fourth episode of my tutorial series on the AVR framework. In this episode I want to be covering the snapping mechanic. There are several types of snapping mechanics and I'm going to go over them one by one. And for the first mechanic we're going to adjust the object calibrator, and we are going to attach a connector component. As I said, there are multiple types, and I'm going for the first type. I'm going to attach the surface component. This component makes it so this object is trying to search for a surface that it can attach to. I'm going to make it face down. So we have this little arrow here indicating that the connector is supposed to be searching face down. I'm going to save and compile that, and let's look at that in the VR preview. So now that we are in VR, we can see that the connector is working, and it spawns this little indicator on where it tries to connect itself to. And if we let go of the object, it tries to attach itself to whatever it finds in the ground. We can see that if I move the one object that it's connected to, they're both stuck together, and even if I rotate or scale them, they both belong together. If I pick that up again, then they're detached and they won't stick together anymore. Okay, so how about attaching to surfaces? Let's make that possible. To attach the object to the wall, we just have to take the connector and attach it to the side of the object, make it face the wall, and then if we save and compile that, we just have to create a wall. I'll just going to take one from the demo object. I'm going to place it here, and I'm going to hit play. So now inside VR, we can see that if we face the object to the wall, it tries to connect to it, and if we let go, it'll just go there. But we also see that it doesn't rotate according to the wall, and that is quite ugly. So let us fix that just now. Let's go back inside the calibrator object, and there we see we have the object rotate to surface. And to see that we also have the possibility to create multiple connectors, I'm just going to make another one, make that face down, and then this object has the possibility to snap to the surface and snap to the ground. To the ground, we want to keep the original rotation. To the surface, it should attach so the rotation to the surface fits. If we want to adjust the distance that this object can snap to, just going to change that here so that it just sets the possible snapping distance, and now we can try to check that out. So here inside VR, we can see that it tries to attach to the surface of to the ground, and it will also try to attach to the surface. And if we let it go, it will rotate in place to try to adjust itself according to how we position the connector. And again, this is attached to each other, so if I take the wall, it'll take the object that is attached to it with it. If I let go, it's unattached. Okay, so that was the first attachment type. Let's look at the second attachment type. The second connector type is a lot more specific. It's a connector type that is designed to only attach to certain anchors. So to make that possible, let's create a connector anchor. And the same with the surface connector, we'll let it face down. And for purposes, we're going to remove the first connector. And this connector needs a connector ID. So we're going to call that the calibrator. That was what our object is named. So this can be a specific ID, and we're going to create an anchor which only supports this kind of IDs. So to make that happen, we can take the an anchor actor and place that in the world. And we see we have this little anchor here. And to make it a bit easier for us, we are going to increase the sphere radius so we can hit it a bit more. And we want that the actor is only going to adjust to exactly this position here. So I'm going to place that somewhere that I can remember on the black box in front of the wall. And we need to make sure that it's only going to connect connectors of the calibrator ID. So I'm going to type in the same ID here. And now, if we hit play. So now if we pick up our object, it cannot snap to anything, except if we hover over our anchor, it'll try to stay in that position that we defined. So it doesn't attach here, it only attaches to the position that we want. We can also attach anchors to walls and to whatever objects we want. And then we can ensure that an object will perfectly fit to another certain position. Lastly, I want to mention that it's very important that the anchor is positioned correctly. For that, the x-axis, which is the red arrow, has to be overlined with the connector of the object that we want to place. So this would be aligned to each other. It's a bit annoying sometimes to get the right position in place, so you do have to try to figure it out which position the anchor actually needs to be in order for the object to fit in the right position. But once that is done, that should work all the time perfectly. And you can also attach anchors to walls, so the object could also fit on a certain position on the wall or to any other object, so you can make objects snap to each other only to perfect positioning. And that is all that I want to have for snapping. Thank you for listening to the episode, and I will see you in the next episode.